What is up? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brandman Brandon and Brian the Grizzly. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. How about you?
Ready to talk about the world, that universe.
Yeah, the was it Immortal Universe? I think it's called
Immortal Universe.
Immortal Universe, yeah.
Yeah. So this one is another Anne Rice book turned into movie. Lives of the Mayfair Witches, and this one's just called Mayfair Witches. First episode dropped last Sunday, and after Interview with the Vampire and how much we loved that show, I'm like, we are not sleeping on this one. We are not sleeping on this one. And
can't do it.
Yeah, I guess just right off the bat, first episode. How'd you guys feel?
I liked it. It was a good introductory, moved kind of slow, but you know, that's when you're setting up pretty much anything. So I appreciated that. I liked how it handled the
wait, you appreciated a slow burn?
Yeah, and I'm hoping unlike Andor, which was really all over the place in terms of build up and then several steps backwards, I'm hoping this kind of keeps that build up rather than constantly fizzling out.
Yeah.
I liked how they set up each of the characters that we're going to, you know, kind of be exploring through the remaining, I guess, 7 other following episodes. The build up of the world was pretty cool. So yeah, I liked it.
To piggyback off of him, I love the way they set up the story, and they had 2 concurrent stories going at the same time, and they explained it, they paid it off at the end, and you understand why she's like who she is and how she got there and who this person was. Because if you didn't do it that way, I feel like all that will have been like just pieces all over the place. You're like, what the fuck's going on? But instead, the way they told the story was ingenious. And anytime Alexandria Daddario is on any show or any movie, I'm watching.
yeah. Okay, so before I get onto mine, Elle said, okay, soft reset. Loved Mayfair. Grabbed me way quicker than Interview, but I like the witch story over vampires. Okay. And then 85% hornier than Interview.
85% less hornier than Interview, huh?
Yeah, less hornier than Interview.
I don't know, man.
There's only 2 sex scenes in this one.
There's only 2 sex scenes.
And that's 85% less.
No. Just so far.
Yeah.
I mean, she's picking up dudes on the street. And I was like, man, those are lucky ass dudes. Like, who the hell's complaining?
Right.
Like, all right, cool. Let's go.
There you go. And then Tony, Alexandra Daddario's eyes were created by a fairy from Wonderland.
That's good.
There you go. Yeah. And then Debbie said, going through withdrawals from Interview with the Vampire. You might like this one then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously very different, but I think since it's also Anne Rice, you know, I think it's worth a watch. Interview had mid-air butt cheek scenes. Yeah.
So. That's why I was like, all right, guys, come on. I get you. I get it.
Just wait. I mean,
yeah, I know.
We've seen some weird in this one where, you know, preventing people from like jumping off a balcony and stuff like that. So we might see a floating butt cheek in this one too. That's what ties everything together. So yeah. But I liked it. It was fun, interesting. Definitely got me hooked. And see, I didn't really think it was like that much of a slow burn, because like Andor was a slow burn. This did what Andor could, because this could have easily been split between like 3 episodes if it was ran by.
If it was Andor, it would be like 15 episodes. It would be the whole season.
Yeah, I thought this was paced pretty well.
Yeah, even with having 2 stories, and the whole time I'm like, oh wait, and then it cuts back and then it connected everything at the end, and it just sets up where it's gonna go. So I have no idea what this story is about. Again, my mom's a big Anne Rice fan, so I'm sure she knows. I think my girlfriend Erica read the first book, but I have no idea like what's going on. So everything's fresh, new, and but I liked it. It was a fun time where I can see they could get pretty crazy with it.
I think they had good character development. This first episode was really good character development.
Me
and
too.
they're going to have very good character arcs, and I cannot wait to see where they go with each one. And I, not knowing who your mother is, and then finding who your mother is, and then having to deal with that scene, the stuff they show you from the season, like what's coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, you got me, guys. I'm ready. I'm ready to go on this journey with you. Let's do this.
Yeah. So it was good. I liked it a lot. But I'm so curious. Like, I'm like, oh wait, who's that? What's that? But by like midway through, I was like, okay, I got, you kind of like got everything, because it does start off like pretty quick. You know what I mean? So, because right off the bat, you're like, oh, Rowan, which is the Dario's character, Rowan. Like she's got some kind of power, because she knew right away like what the issue was, and she was doing surgery on a kid's brain because she's a doctor, and she knew exactly. She goes, oh no, this is not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be here. But then like, her boss decided to show off in front of people.
I think females will understand that, having to deal with that too, having a boss that just tries to hold you down just because, even though you're doing a good job. If you were a guy, you wouldn't have to deal with that crap. I think you see that a lot in this first episode, especially with the dude that she wanted to work for that's sitting there peeing right in front of her. I was like, come on, that's such a power play. What the fuck are you doing? I mean, like if that was my wife, dude, the next day we got some hands. I'm gonna get real close to him and I'm gonna choke him the hell out. You don't just do that.
Yeah. Well, I think when that happened, me and my girlfriend, we were like, whoa, like, all right, so we know where this is going. So it completely changed the vibe, because it started off with like, okay, he's a good, maybe a good guy who just wants power and this and that, and then instant, oh, you're D-bag. Yeah.
It definitely didn't waste any time on setting the tone, which was cool.
Can you imagine all the women had to deal with that, giving men aneurysms?
Oh.
There'll be no men left.
The channel changed a lot. My girlfriend would have killed me today. So yeah. So get some of these other comments. I'm going through withdrawals. Yep. But cheesy. I will watch Mayfair. Yeah, it just started, so
give it a watch.
Just You got the yes, mom/doctor not giving her med storyline is intriguing. I'm definitely
And who is that doctor?
Yeah, because
he has to be.
He was asking questions.
Exactly.
He was asking some questions. I was like, oh, you know something. What do you know? So interested there. I dream about a snapping Betsy orders regularly.
She said, "Nah, okay."
Yeah, do the eye. I think.
That's Glenn Close.
Comic gross.
Just comic gross.
Oh man.
And then Debbie said, one YouTuber said Claudia Nicholas is from the Mayfair Witches. Oh, and they will need to do a crossover, the interview with the vampire and Mayfair. I heard they plan on doing that.
That the universe is going to all be tied together. That's why
they're going to tie together. I got to check that out. I got to go back and check the Claudia's necklace, because there's a big necklace, important necklace in the first episode. I'm going to go back and check that out.
I don't remember her having it on, but I have to go look at it.
Yeah. I mean, now knowing, I might go back and actually pay attention, because at first you're like, yeah, it's a girl, wearing jewelry, so you're like, whatever.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah. But I had asked Erica. I was like, I'm like, oh, is this set in New Orleans too? And she's like, it's Anne Rice. Everything's set in Louisiana. I was like, okay.
So the house,
is easy way to connect it. Yeah, because all the architecture was like, oh, that's very, very, like.
But Rowan wasn't there anymore, so I believe Rowan is in San Francisco, correct?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe she's in San Francisco, and eventually she's gonna get back to New Orleans, or get to New Orleans. She didn't know she was from there, because her mom, took her away for such a long time ago. And
she's adopted.
Yep.
Yeah. So, here's a synopsis. Neurosurgeon Rowan Fielding has a problem. When she gets mad, she kills with her mind. Her search for answers sends her towards a secretive biological family in New Orleans. Deidre Mayfair is desperate to escape from her aunt's oppressive house. yeah, that's just
That's-
that sums up the first episode pretty well. So,
Yep. And then getting pregnant after the first time you ever had sex, that's messed up.
So I don't want to do any spoilers because if some people are watching it, but there is something I was like, I'm like, wait a minute, like what happened? So with it, but yeah,
I got you. Yeah, I know exactly where you're going.
yeah. Okay, so we'll talk after. But I mean, I don't know. Well, it might play a big role later when they answer that question. But if you've seen the show, you kind of know what I'm talking about during that scene.
Why?
But if you haven't, I don't want to ruin it.
And then who?
Yeah.
Who's her uncle and what's going on? Yeah, it's a lot of questions.
Yeah. Which is like a good way to start, as long as you don't go the lost route and just keep throwing questions and no answers. Yeah. So, but I'm down for it. What you guys say? Any bad things you guys didn't like or didn't care for?
It's kind of hard to kind of try to make too much judgment this early on with just one episode in. I try to give it at least 2 before I really start kind of looking for things that I don't like, that sort of thing, especially when there's such like a gradual build up. So I will get back to you on that next week.
Yeah.
As of right now, I can't see anything that I don't like. I just have a lot of questions, and the answers might make me determine I don't like something. But right now, I don't know enough. So I gotta agree with what Brandon's saying. Until you know more, you really don't know what you like or don't like from it.
Agreed. But I like the vibe so far. I like the setting. I like the actors. I like the questions that I'm asking, because sometimes the questions can be stupid. You're like, why did they do that? Like here's like the who, what, why of the
insemination scene. Exactly.
That.
Like the why is my biggest question. Like what? Why? Why is he doing this? And how did he know that she was coming? And is he part of I don't know,
this and that? Yeah. The whole Lasher thing. I'm really curious about Lasher. I know Lasher has his own book, because I wind up buying it for my mom, just a book called Lasher. So,
I don't know if you guys remember the Star Trek: The Next Generation, and the doctor. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name right now. She went back to the planet that she was born on, and they had this candle that went down from generation to generation of her family, and that candle had like a ghost that was connected to it that they all had these relationships with. It was from generation to generation to generation. This Dr. Crusher, whatever. And it was very similar, eerily similar to this scene. This whole what's going on in this.
Yeah.
So it might actually be copied from there, because this came out with 94, 95. So I could see it being based on something like loosely on this book.
Yeah, which they do a lot of sci-fi is kind of borrowed from each other. So Dune, Star Wars, an example.
Exactly.
So,
Spice.
Yeah. And then Debbie said Lestat gave it to her on her birthday, episode 4. I'm gonna go back and watch.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I'm gonna go back.
I'm literally gonna watch it tonight.
Yeah. Also, I think shout out to a guy who left a comment. I don't know what his name was, but he was talking about it, and he had put in the comment that season 3 is going to be the Book of Lestat. Is going to be Lestat, the Vampire Lestat.
No, book. And he put up the link, and the link took you to the video of the producers saying this, and it
was a podcast, like the podcast of the show.
I must have missed that. So it's going to be the Vampire Lestat.
Yeah. So, and they said
season 3.
That's the whole reason why they did this, was because of the Vampire Lestat, and they wanted to get here. So they're just setting everything up.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about how Lestat is actually going to become a lot more sympathetic of a figure, and you're going to start to really understand why he is who he is.
That's what the book, the Vampire Lestat was. It was. See you, Debbie. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, the Vampire Lestat was, that book was like, you know what? Let me tell my side of the story. You guys got me all wrong.
Yep. Yeah.
And
I'm
just hoping.
I can't wait to see it now. Oh,
I'm just hoping they follow the storyline, because it was a big part of the book where he's a rock star in the 80s.
Yeah. But he would, but then when Louis didn't know he was there if he was a rock star.
Yeah, they could even update it to modern day, but I'd hope it would be in the 80s this time, and he's the front man of the glam rock band.
The glam rock, yeah.
I just think that would be cool. Just go all in with it.
Okay.
Well, I know they need a finish Interview with the Vampire. They need there's stuff that needs to happen in season 2.
Yeah, which we all know
is going to.
And we know what the fact that we know that the Vampire Lestat is going to be what season 3 is all about, and that's the whole point of doing all this stuff, means it's going to be epic. And you know what the showrunner actually said, the Queen of the Damned. He was like, "Yeah, we're going to do Queen of the Damned. But I have no freaking clue how we're going to do it." That's what he said.
It needs to be a separate series, all its own. And I'm thinking
that'd be interesting.
Yeah. Not sure how many seasons they could do, but go for it. I'm all for that. Go all in.
Yeah.
Succeed where that movie failed, which should not be too hard. I'm totally down for.
If you only
I'm totally down to see
these books, if you try making them the movies, if you do these books and you half step in it, you're never going to succeed in getting the story that you really need to be told.
Yeah, because the Queen of the Damned movie tried to combine like little components of two books into one, and that was a recipe for failure. I'm really, really excited.
To
see this done right.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to that comment had put us on, and I want to go back and listen to all their podcasts now, just to get all this other info.
I did listen to some of them, just because like after I'll watch an episode, I'll listen to it. So we'll see.
So super more hyped for that, especially if they do tie it in with this show. And then who said prayers for Renner and hope for a speedy recovery. I think he's doing better, which is good.
Yeah,
very good.
I know this is off topic, but I just want to say prayers for Peyton Hillis. Oh my
God. I don't think I'm.
Do you remember? He was the running back for in Cleveland. They call him the White Rhino. His kids were drowning, and he and his sister jumped in to save them, and he, basically almost drowned. And he was on a breathing thing. Yeah. He was in the hospital for a long time. They say he's just coming off it. He's still in the ICU right now.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But it's happened at the same time as Damar Hamlin, so no one's noticing it. But he went in to save his children, and he saved them, and he saved them. So yeah, I was gonna bring that back on Sunday, but I couldn't go another minute without saying something.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, we'll talk about that on Sunday then.
Oh, definitely.
And then Alice said, "My only nag is that I wish it was a bingeable. I need it all at once. I would have liked it, although." For this purpose of us being able to talk about it, I do like one at a time. But as a viewer, I was like, I want it all right now.
I would have rather had 2.
Yeah, 2 episodes at once.
Yeah, so you give me a good introduction, and then give me the continuation of the story.
Yeah,
and then go from there.
Yeah. She said, "Well, he knew why she was coming." I need to get that the clip of
looking at her. It's like, oh man.
From what's that? When the detective guy says something witty, and it takes off the sunglasses, and then it's like the scream. Like I feel like that was that moment. to play that.
Oh yeah, we gonna chop that up. We'll have that for next week.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anything else before we move on?
No, I mean I'm just excited to see where we go with this. This is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be really good. I love all the characters so far, and seeing them connect them all is going to be really interesting. And then now seeing where the story goes from there is gonna be great.
Yeah, agreed. Anything else, Brandon?
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Digging it, like it. Interesting. Rowan got some issues.
Yeah.
Supernatural and emotional for sure. So we'll see how all that plays out.
You stepped in my foot. She looks in my heart. Another vein pops. Good Lord. Sorry.
Yeah. But cool. So that's it for episode 1, kind of little review discussion of Mayfair Witches. We're into it. I'm pretty sure next week we'll talk about episode 2. So if you're watching the show, come back and let us know what you think about episode 2. But if you're watching live, stick around. If you're watching our replay, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about Mayfair Witches, and make sure you hit that like button so we know that you like what we yeah. I always get that messed up. Yeah. Hit that like button. You know why.
Hit the like button, so we know you like the content that we're putting out.
Yeah, I don't know why I always get like tongue tied with that one. But also hit that subscribe button so you know when we go live. So we're live every Monday and Thursday, and then we're posting every day.
Hit that bell. It's notification.